Good evening and welcome to the Taft City Council Successor Agency Joint Regular Meeting for Tuesday, October 15th, 2013. As is courtesy, please check your cell phones, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by, I believe, Mr. Orchel Cryer, and an invocation by... We have nobody tonight? Oh! And it's Heather. Heather Mueller will lead us in an invocation. Thank you, Heather.
Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. We thank you, Almighty God, for this wonderful community, the community that we love, this community of Taft. We thank you for the gift of this. And we ask and pray now, as leaders here in this place, that you would guide our decisions, our thoughts, our ponderings, that we would make the best decisions for the most people who live in this beautiful place. We thank you, Almighty God, for the people who come here, who are here, who receive their sustenance, who receive and minister with their communities and their families. We ask and pray these things in your most holy name. Thank you. Amen.
The Lutheran. Thank you, Mr. Cryer, and thank you, Ms. Mueller. We appreciate you being here tonight. May we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Linder.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Pryor.
Here.
Councilmember Miller.
Here.
Councilmember Noor. I guess he's going to be late.
Mr. Noor contacted me about 15 minutes ago and said he's running a little late, but he plans on being here.
He's absent right now. Okay, Councilmember Waldrop.
Here.
Thank you very much. First item on the agenda tonight is a proclamation regarding Energy Awareness Month, and I've asked Mr. Miller if he would present the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Taft proclaims October 2013 as Energy Awareness Month. A proclamation of the City Council of the City of Taft declaring October 2013 as Energy Awareness Month, whereas Taft is an active member of the Kern Energy Watch Partnership, which is a partnership between local governments in Kern County, Pacific Gas and Electric Company, Southern California Edison Company, Southern California Gas Company, Kern Economic Development Corporation, and the Kern Council of Governments. And whereas citizens and businesses spend substantial amounts of money and resources for energy, it makes economic sense and good public policy to encourage energy awareness in Taft. And whereas energy efficiency programs enhance our environment by improving air quality, reducing greenhouse gases and other pollutants, and conserving natural resources. And whereas Current Energy Watch will host the Energy Action Plan Summit for local governments on October 30th, 2013 in Taft. And whereas energy efficiency improvements can be realized through wise energy attitudes, behaviors, and organizational decisions. And whereas the 2013 Energy Awareness Month theme is Act Now, Turn Words into Action, Turn Action into Results. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft does hereby declare the month of October 2013 to be Energy Awareness Month and to be celebrated by the City of Taft, its employees, residents of all ages, and businesses throughout the community. Dated this 15th day of October 2013, signed by the Mayor and the Councilman present. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. I appreciate it. Next item on the agenda is citizens' request for public comments. This is the time and the place for the general public to address the City Council on matters within its jurisdiction. State law prohibits the council from addressing any issues not previously included on the agenda. The council may receive comment and set the matter for a subsequent meeting, and we ask that you please limit your comments to 5 minutes. First person wishing to speak is Lodima Hatch with Community Gardens.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and gentlemen on the council. I'm Lodima Hatch, 209 East Warren Street here in Taft, and I'm here again to shamelessly take advantage of your TV exposure. The Community Garden is doing their Fall into Gardening event this Saturday from 9 to 12. It's open to the public, it's free. There'll be pumpkins for the children to carve on, or draw on, not carve. We'll save that for home. Draw on. And at 10 o'clock, we will have Mr. Mayor himself showing how to carve, and then we will auction off the pumpkin or pumpkins he chooses to carve. Our sponsors will be in attendance as well. True Value will be there with a variety of items that arrive today and hopefully tomorrow on things to plant for fall. West Kern Water has a table with some events, giveaways that will be enjoyed by the kidlets. Most of the gardeners hopefully will be there to show off their beds, come see what we've done, see how we've grown. Centergrow will also be there. We're starting a compost in the back corner. They'll show us how to do that. That might be educational for those who are doing gardens at home as well. So, hope to see you there. I know we will, Mr. Mayor. And here's a copy of the flyers if you want to share.
Thank you, Lodima.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next person is Shannon Jones with the Taft Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau.
My name is Shannon Jones. My address is 105 Woodlawn. And I just have a couple of things to remind the community about for our upcoming for the next couple weeks. Tomorrow, we are hosting during our sit and sip at 9 a.m. the the West Side Healthcare District will be at the office doing flu shots. So we also do have a pretty good guest speaker from Mid-America Solar. So if you guys are available tomorrow, that will be at the chamber office at 400 Kern. Also next Saturday, October 26th, is our 12th annual golf tournament, and we have almost completely sold out of all of the teams, which is really good news. We are just looking for items to be added to our goodie bags. If anybody has anything, all the players that are in the tournament get a goodie bag, as well as any raffle prizes that anybody would like to donate. We do want to say thank you to all of our sponsors and those who have already registered for the tournament. So, thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate you being here. Our third and final person is Vicki Gregory with Personal Style.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I'm here this evening. My name is Vicki Gregory, 423 Center Street, Personal Style. And I'm here as a business person down on Center Street to say thanks for, I feel that we've been very successful with our cruise night. Have you had fun?
Oh, yeah.
We've brought a lot to downtown, and I feel that I have a vision that we can do a lot more. And how awesome would it be if we all pull together, the merchants and the city, and have a Christmas tree lane down Center Street from 10th on. And I feel if we all pull together, we can make this happen. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Vicki. We can't say enough about the chambers organizing the cruise nights. The city's on board with it, but the chamber does all that legwork, and we appreciate that too, so thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is the treasurer's report. Good evening, Ben.
Good evening, Mayor.
It was a bad month, August. Our total operating cash investments is down $500,000 at $8,800,000. General fund is down $340,000 at $960,000. Special revenue fund, it's a minus $50,000, is $14,000 more in the minus. The sewer fund, we gained $20,000, it's $1,720,000. The refuse fund is down 10,000 at 960,000. The federal wastewater treatment plant fund is $2,840,000 or $60,000, down 40,000. Community Development Agency, $110,000, down 3,000. And the wastewater treatment plant fund, $3,680,000, down 20,000. The community correctional facility is the same at $1,100,000, and the transit fund is a minus $430,000, $60,000 more in the minus. And last time, I started kind of explaining the funds and what they mean for those folks who aren't familiar with them. The funds are is money set aside for specific things. I'd like to explain the wastewater treatment plant fund and the federal wastewater treatment plant fund. Both are funds set aside to maintain and operate the wastewater treatment plants for the city and the federal correctional facility. The federal fund may only be used for the wastewater treatment plant operated for the federal prison. The other fund operates the plant used by the rest of the city. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate the education. Moving on to item number 4, council statements, non-action. Mr. Miller.
Mr. Mayor, I'll pass tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Waldrop?
People say we don't have a lot to do in Taft, but we just heard of a good one with the garden. We got the Unity Thrift Dog Show with Supervisor Couch will be there handing out tokens to get your dog neutered or whatever. And then later on that night, the Midway Sunset Lions is having a gambling night dinner. So if anybody's interested, they are to pick up on one of those and maybe see all of them if they can. I just want to give kudos out there that we got a lot to do in town.
They call that a casino night.
Casino night. It's gambling.
So I know.
You just don't get no money.
But it's for a good reason.
You betcha.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Waldrop. Mr. Cryer?
Thank you, Mayor. I have to concur with Councilman Waldrop. It seems like every weekend there's so much to cover that I couldn't even cover all my bases. There's some of the projects events goes together and it's hard to make them all. And we had one busy weekend this weekend, and but it's really great. This community here pulled together and has something going on every weekend. And next weekend, what I'm looking forward to is that Fall in the Garden event. I just want to learn some tricks from you, how you carve how you carve your pumpkins, and how many trees involved in it. You know, but
I will tell you that my axe and my chainsaw are ready to go.
Cool. I have to see that. But there's so much going on. You know, doing things. You know, like the Falls in the Park coming up this Saturday, and with the city and the county working together, getting vouchers for the spading and neutering, the activities for the kids and the animals, and it is great what's all is happening. And then on the 22nd, there's the Alpha House with the rolls and stuff. You can purchase for $10, and you can see Luis or you go to Alpha House to get some more tickets for that. Bring $10. That's pretty reasonable for 6 to 8 rolls, cinnamon rolls. There's so much going on here. It just makes me proud to be part of the community and see things like that happen. It's one of the good things about Taft as a small community. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Cryer. I just have a couple of comments. Last Friday, I attended the Taft College's Independent Learning Center dedication. If you haven't had a chance to drive by Taft College recently, you should do so. The facility is just incredible as far as what they've done down there. And this particular program is, it's very interesting because they assist certain students on how to actually live independently through the program. And these students are just incredible young men and women. Several of them gave speeches, and it was very, very interesting. So kudos to Taft College for continuing that program. And we talk about things going on in Taft, there are a lot of things, but I just wanted to mention that the city of Shafter, which is in many ways, other than we don't have a railroad, they do, is like us, but they are celebrating their 100th birthday this coming weekend, and they have festivities planned and such as that, and the council did sign a letter of commendation to the city of Shafter, and we just want to let them know that we're good neighbors and that we're honoring them also. So nice things going on. And also, it's come to my understanding that there are some ROP students in the audience. We have 2. All right. Well, welcome tonight. We're glad you're here, but if you would be so kind as to stay just a few minutes after the meeting and see the city clerk, she'd like to talk to you for just a moment. There's a sign-in sheet I think you have to go through, so welcome to our meeting tonight.
One more thing.
Absolutely, go ahead.
I forgot one important thing coming up here. This coming Thursday, the college is having a barbecue, everybody barbecue, and if you're a veteran and your spouse, get a hold of Sherry Horn Bunk there, or call the college up. There's free tickets for dinner. And anybody else want to go to it, it's $20 a person for adults and $10 if you're a student. And I encourage everybody to go there. It's something that the college gives back to the veterans for serving our country, and we should support the college on that. And of course, the next day on Friday, they're having an oil summit, and that's the opportunity. Tickets are all sold, but if you go online with, I can't remember what website it's on, but you can watch a program.
Bakersfield.com.
Bakersfield.com, you can watch a program from your computer online. And for those who want to listen in and see what's going on. So it's a great opportunity. Like I said, there's so much going on in Taft, I can't keep up. But it's an opportunity for you to go in here and participate and enjoy. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Cryer. I appreciate those announcements. We'll move on now to the Planning Commission report. Do we have a Planning Commissioner with us tonight that will be giving us a report? I see Commissioner Hill is making her way to the podium. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. The Planning Commission met on October 2nd. We were greeted with the news that Commissioner Sean Sutherland had tendered his resignation effective immediately. The Planning Commission thanks him for his service to the city. We had a quiet evening with no permits to discuss or approve. We were assured by the interim planning director that several were in the works and we would have them ready for our next meeting. The commissioners used the remainder of our time to discuss current zoning ordinances, sign regulations, and we were catching up on our training. Our meeting adjourned early, so short and sweet.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Renee, for your service, as the rest of the commissioners, too. All right, moving on to department reports. Do we have any department reports tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on to city manager statements. Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing for tonight.
Thank you, sir. Item number 8, city attorney statements.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing either. Thank you.
Another record.
Yeah, thank you. Item number 9 is future agenda requests. Gentlemen, do any of you have anything that you would like to have placed on a future agenda?
I may have a couple. There's been a lot of people discussing for the Christmas holidays is why can't we explore or find some old decorations and extend our decorations on furthermore on Center Street more, go down further down to maybe down to or the pizza factory and maybe back maybe to the north of about Sears, if we can add a couple more, or just add maybe one more bank of decoration, maybe more better.
I don't know that we can.
Is there a
because
power issue?
The poles are offset.
Right.
The ones that are straight across have the wires.
And we wouldn't be able to cross the street because it'd be at an angle, but we could hang something off the poles, maybe.
And it's a great idea, but I really appreciate the idea of the Christmas tree lane type thing where the businesses would provide some lower decorations too. But I think they've looked at that before, and the issue is either there's not power or they would be going at angles. 'cause they offset the poles.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion here, because it's not, like Christmas is such a short distance, it's, this ends, and maybe if it's possible, I know it's probably really impossible for Caltrans, maybe put one across Kern Street, this one line or something across Kern Street, so
Well,
that,
what really looks attractive, and some of the businesses do it, is to put lights in the trees out front.
Yeah.
And that, maybe that's something we could explore rather than, some decorations crisscrossing the street.
So maybe we'll just have staff check into that for us?
that'd be great.
Okay.
And then second is, may staff check into, or maybe look for study into, there's been a couple of instances where people are saying our fees are a little on the high side for businesses starting up and everything. I like to know if we're really realistic on our new costs on fees. If we're within the ball game or we're getting out of line, because we really need to be more business friendly, especially on a smaller scale. On the bigger businesses, we're probably in line with, but for the smaller businesses, I don't know if we're right there. And encouraging business to start here in Taft. If we can check reevaluate our fees for smaller businesses. I can give an instance.
Are you talking about business licenses? Most small businesses don't even pay a fee for the first business license, do they? Because they don't have
Those
any.
off gross receipts.
Yeah, if they don't have gross receipts, though, there's not a.
I can give it probably an instance. I mentioned a business was trying to do. I just give a little, without mentioning names or anything. The business next to Jack Bender's building. There's a little office there, so I want to start a little business there. One-person shop, and the business license part wasn't hard, but all the permitting associating the permits, but do a nail and something with, I don't know about the window stuff. I'm kind of, I don't get my nails or feet done, but anyway, so you're trying to chart that up, and her, to get the permit stuff, it's like $380 to open the door up, and that was kind of high for her to afford to. That's one instance, as far as you open her business up, to delay it a little longer, get the money together to put that business going. But this is one instance. If that's realistic, I don't know, for a small shop. If it's, I'm not sure of the fees, and I've been told we're like 10 times higher than they are in Bakersfield, but I think they're a little exaggerating on that one.
I think it's actually probably the opposite. I think our fees are still well below Bakersfield's fees.
Yeah, I don't know how they compare to others. Our fee study basically evaluated how much time that staff spends on certain items to recoup our costs. That's, but it's council's discretion if they would like to subsidize certain fees to help start up new businesses. I think what they're probably pointing at would be planning department fees. We can have Mark review those and see if they're...
We haven't even had the fees, restructured fees in effect for a year. Has it been a year, or? I don't even think it's been a year yet, so we went through a whole study on it, and then we voted to, restructure, and then we fixed a few that were not in shape, but right now...
It was a thorough study, and that's what the consultant said. If the council chose to make a fee lower, it would essentially would be subsidizing staff's time for that service.
And I have a concern on the flip side, is that if we subsidize a small business, which, I mean, they're the grassroots of this country, then are we going to have to consider some sort of a reduction for, it doesn't make sense to me to punish a larger business that has a business plan and has the capital. $350 to start a business does not seem like it's out of line. If you can't come up with $350, maybe you need to rethink your business plan.
We could work, payment schedule too. I mean, we're not heartless here. But we went through this whole fee study thing, and we're just seeing how it's playing out right now, so.
I think it's fair, because what we should do is encourage people to come down here and get an understanding of the fees. It's not just that we arbitrarily say $350. We've got 2 hours of planning time, and we've got permit time, we've got permit expenses. Maybe if they're just educated on the fee structure, they'll realize.
The fees are based on what we realizing what we need to charge and what we need to do. It's not comparing to whatever anybody else is doing. It's a fair, equitable, unfortunately, our fees haven't had any kind of increase for, 15, 20 years or better. So that was the fault of councils before, not to slowly increase those over the years. So everybody kind of took a big hit this time, but we knew that going in, so.
We can have the plan director review the fees, and if he make a recommendation.
I think it'd also be good, maybe have the director of the Chamber of Commerce, because they're like the sounding board for the city, as far as people going there and discussing about business and stuff, hear some of the issues that's been related to her about Taft, because there's been a few negative things I'd like for us to look at and explore and see if it's founded or unfounded. There's some issues there that we need to hear from what people are not telling us directly to our city staff, but it's being sounded to the chamber, and they're doing what they can to draw business and stuff. That'd be a good idea to hear the pulse with the chamber's hearing, too, the good and the bad.
Absolutely, we have that pipeline open, so we'll send that back to staff, and they can look at things and see if there's something we can do. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Orchel. All right, we're going to move on to the consent calendar, which is items 10 through 13. All items listed on the consent calendar shall be considered routine and will be enacted by one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the city council requests specific items to be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Any item removed from the consent calendar will be considered after the regular business items. Anyway, we're talking about items number 10, which is the minutes of the October 1st regular meeting. Item 11, which is payment of bills. Item 12, confirm the appointment of Mark Staples as Director of Planning and Development Services. And item number 13, a no parking zone on Hillard Street at Rails to Trails. Do any of you wish anything to be removed from the consent calendar? I'm going to request number 12 be removed. Hearing no others, then I would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar consisting of item 10, 11, and 13.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. May we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Miller?
Yes.
Councilmember Farr?
Yes.
Councilmember Walter?
Yes.
Mayor Linder?
Yes, thank you. And we'll go back to item number 12, which is confirm the appointment of Mark Staples as Director of Planning and Development Services. Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. The city has been contracting with MIG Hull, Ireland to perform as the interim planning director of development services. Through this contract, Mr. Mark Staples has been providing services on site an average of 3 days per week since June 2013. Mr. Staples has become familiar with unique aspects and issues planning development in the city of Taft and developed a positive rapport with developers and community members. A preliminary offer of employment has been extended to Mr. Staples pending successful completion of background checks, physical, with a tentative starting date of November 4th, 2013.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. I asked this to be pulled solely for one reason, and that's Mr. Staples. I was going to invite you to the podium to let people see you and know who you are, and pending the vote tonight, welcome you aboard, if that's appropriate. But also, if you had anything you'd like to say, and we would welcome to hear that.
Well, I've enjoyed working with everybody the past 4 months. I knew nothing of Kern County or the city of Taft, and I've learned a lot here, and I've enjoyed working with everybody, with Craig, everybody in community development, our new building official, and I like everything we got going on here. There's a lot to do, a lot to get done, and I'm ready to get to work.
Very good.
5 days a week.
5 days. Which will be a benefit to all of our citizens, that somebody's in the office 5 days a week. And I find it refreshing that somebody from down south has found Taft to be a desirable place to live and work. And welcome to the community. I know you're probably planning on moving up here one of these days, but...
Or I could make the 170-mile commute every day.
Yeah. But we certainly, again, I'm speaking as myself, if the vote passes tonight, we welcome you aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Gentlemen, do you have any comments, questions?
No, welcome. Just welcome.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hearing that, then I would entertain a motion to appoint, I'm sorry. a motion to confirm the appointment of Mark Staples as Director of Planning and Development Services.
Happy to make that motion.
All right.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion, Mr. Pryor?
No discussion.
Mr. Waldrop? Very good. May we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Pryor?
Yes.
Councilmember Waldrop?
Yes.
Councilmember Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Linder?
Yes. I don't want anybody thinking I'm clairvoyant or anything, but welcome aboard, Mark. Okay, item number 14 is appoint a member to the City of Taft Planning Commission to fill an unscheduled vacancy. Mr. Jones.
Thank you. Pursuant to Section 5783.5 of the California Public Resources Code and the city's policies regarding appointments to boards and commissions, a notice was duly advertised in April and May informing those interested to submit applications for serving on the City of Taft Planning Commission. A total of 8 applications were received, and at the June 18th meeting, 3 were chosen to begin positions July 1st, 2013. Calls were made to the remaining applicants, and 3 expressed interest in being reconsidered for the commission. City of Taft Administrative Policies and Procedures Manual, Section 103, states that members of the Planning Commission are appointed by the City Council, and they must remain registered voters within the city during the entire term of their appointment. Ordinance number 608 states that the appointments are made for a term of 4 years. However, there is no city policy or municipal code that sets term limits. A resignation has been received by Commissioner Sean Sutherland. Applicants for reconsideration are Carolyn Jackson, Shannon Jones, and Robert Jordan. Each of them have been invited to attend this meeting and are prepared to tell a little bit about themselves and perhaps answer a few questions by City Council.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Well, welcome to you. We appreciate you coming back. We've gone through this process before. I believe this term will be for almost a full 4 years because Mr. Sutherland had just been reappointed. So at this time, I would invite Carolyn Jackson, if she's in the audience. Oh, you haven't heard from, okay. Then I will move on to Shannon Jones and invite her to the podium to tell us your interest in the Planning Commission.
Well, hello again. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to be considered for the Planning Commission, and I know that you guys have heard my background before, but I'll go ahead and reiterate it for you. I have been in Taft now for 9 years. I'm vested in this community. I have 2 kids that are here that are active in not only the rec, but in all the other activities that are available to them. I recently graduated from Cal State Bakersfield with my master's in organizational administration, so that was kind of a huge feat for me. I have worked for the Taft Chamber of Commerce for the past 3 years as the event coordinator. I've recently also taken over the office duties, so I've kind of been holding all the balls in one court. I've worked closely with the businesses here in Taft, not only with the Downtown Business Committee, but also with some of the planning commissioners through various aspects. I've become familiar with zoning ordinances, and I am very excited to continue to work for the Taft Chamber. I know that we've talked about the Christmas parade, and I don't know that it's been officially announced here, but our Christmas parade theme has been selected, and it's going to be a California Christmas, so hopefully we can incorporate some of the ideas that Vicki has said as well into that. I can bring a unique, younger perspective to the commission, and I would be honored to serve as a planning commissioner. That's it.
Thank you, Mrs. Jones.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah.
I have a quick question. What would be one thing that you would bring to Taft, and what would you do how would you make it happen?
Well, as far as from the business standpoint, I think that there's some things that we could look at, bringing in new businesses, and I think that some of the businesses that could be looked upon to be brought in would be maybe additional restaurants, kind of lounge type atmospheres where people can get together and have a good time and a good dinner and that sort of thing. I think that bringing all of the things that the rec has done is phenomenal for our community and for our children, and these are going to be the next future Taft residents, and we want them to be able to stay here and have things for them to do that are going to keep them occupied and keep them out of things. So I definitely would want to work with everybody to bring any new businesses to town.
How would you do that?
Well, I think that by marketing our town, that we've done kind of a really good job as far as, making ourselves a desirable place to work and live, and the city has done a really good job with working hard to bring in a hotel, and bring in additional housing, which would bring people into this town and hopefully attract businesses to open up because of the fact that there's residents here that are interested in doing that.
Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions? Shannon, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your interest, too. And I see Mr. Robert Jordan is in the audience. Mr. Jordan, as I've said before, I appreciate your service in the Navy.
Well, thank you. Also, Randy was in a long time, and he's also a budding naval man, so congratulations to you, Randy. I appreciate you. I'm a born and raised Taft resident of Fort Beatty. You've heard everything I had before. I went to Taft High School, graduated Taft College. I've gotten classes through Fresno State, and I'm not completely graduated there yet. I'm with the Downtown Business Association. I'm also with the Westside Christian Ministers Association. And I'm working hard. Right now, I'm working part-time. It's a part-time, not pastor, but they call them chaplains through the Bakersfield Homeless Center. And I'm keeping myself busy. My ideas in Taft was what you like the question you just asked, because I was thinking on the way up how neat it would be if we could go to all the buildings we have currently in town and get the history on them and put what businesses have been there through the years. Because when we say the historic Taft, well, you drive through, you say, what's historic? But we got to show that we are historic, and we can go through the works of the museum. They can get that stuff out. They're talking practically nothing in cost. And I think that would be step one. And that's all I have to say, and except always a bride's way, never a bride. Thank you, guys. God bless.
Thank you for being here. Okay, now if I remember this right, we'll just simply poll the council. You will state either Mrs. Jones or Mr. Jordan, and majority wins all.
Did Carolyn pull it out then?
We did not hear from Mrs. Jackson.
No, she didn't.
She didn't respond?
Okay.
Yeah.
Verbally, she told me she'd be here, but. never
She's still
heard
eligible.
Pardon me?
She's still eligible?
Well, yeah,
back. She's still eligible.
yeah. So, absolutely, and I forgot, yeah, Carolyn Jackson would still be considered for the appointment also. So I will allow you to pull the board, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Miller.
As I voted last time, I nominate Shannon Jones.
Councilmember Waldrop.
I know this lady, well, we got three great ones, but I'm going with Carolyn Jackson.
Councilmember Pryor.
I agree with Waldrop that we got three great people that applied for it. I just wish Carolyn would be here, because I think this is her second time she couldn't make it. And to me, it's important to attend the meetings, or at least give a letter or something why you couldn't make it here. But they all have great attributes to bring to Taft, their experience and stuff. And I'm going to go towards Shannon, because we need to get another view from our youth and our future. I think it's the future of Taft, and I think see what kind of directions and new ways of looking at our town to bring great newer ideas. And here, I just wish I could say I would like to hear from the other third candidate, but since she's not here, I'll cast my vote to Shannon.
Thank you, Mr. Cryer. I, too, appreciate all the applicants, all Taft residents wanting to serve. We appreciate that. I'm going to ask that my vote be cast towards Mrs. Jones, Shannon Jones. I don't need to give a reason, but I will tell you that she's been applying for this position for a long time, and she's waited in the wings. She's done her time, and now we're going to put her to work. So by my vote, we have 3 for Jones and 1 for Jackson. So do I need to, yeah, I guess I need a motion to appoint Shannon Jones to the Taft City Planning Commission to fill an unscheduled vacancy for the 4-year term ending June 30th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call?
Councilmember Miller?
Yes.
Councilmember Waldrop?
Yes.
Councilmember Farrer?
Yes.
Mayor Linder?
Yes, thank you.
Does she know how long 4 years is?
Yeah, 4-year sentence, you realize you just,
Remember you asked Ms. Jones to see me or call me in the morning?
yes. Shannon, would you be sure to contact city clerk tomorrow sometime, preferably in the morning, and she'll get you all that information you need. And then there's no backing out after that, so. Anyway, thank you all for applying, we appreciate it. At this time, the city council will enter into closed session. The items tonight are item A, conference with labor negotiator Craig Jones, city manager, Government Code Section 54957.6, all units. And item B, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9, paragraph A, City of Taft versus the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. We are adjourned or recessed to closed session. Thank you all for being here tonight.